It begins with Batman looking up at Superman, who was up in the sky just aura farming. I know when Batman seen him, he instantly started hitting the case.
I can't stand Spider-Man! I can't stand him! I hate him!
Superman lands, which is when Batman proceeded to say this.
Well, here I am.
This nigga corny as hell, man. Put your hands up if you're a Batman fan so we can jump your ass. Superman began walking towards Batman, trying to have him hear him out, whilst he was over there walking backwards, moving like a nigga trying to claim self-defense. And Superman ended up stepping on this trigger that set off this sonic blast. And I honestly don't know why Batman was laughing. There's no way he thought this measly attack would be enough to stop him, because all he had to do was pick up this drain cover and rip it in half, and then chuck it at the machines, which ended up putting them back to square one. Superman started walking towards Batman, telling him that he didn't understand a thing, but at this point, Batman was moving like a YN. He wasn't trying to hear shit he had to say, just put the hands up and let's box. Which is what Superman did, pushing him away because his breath was genuinely too much to handle, sending Batman flying back. And this moment right here is when I knew Batman just wanted an excuse to fight Superman, because after getting sent flying back, he proceeded to farm the whole interaction, acting like he was having a hard time getting up.
My back!
Before looking at us and using the shove as his reasoning for why everything that was about to unfold was self-defense. Because before a second had even passed, Batman proceeded to have these machine guns gun Superman down, and for a second, it looked like it was working. You had Superman sliding back, covering his face, trying not to take damage, until he realized,
Wait a minute.
I'm Superman. Flying into the air and lasering all of the machine guns, and at this point Superman had had enough. Landing in front of Batman, who at this point was just shivering and looking at the destruction Superman had caused in a matter of 5 seconds. And he was starting to realize that there was really levels to this shit. Superman then walked in and grabbed Batman like he meant nothing to him, and threw him away again. Had that boy eating straight dirt. And when Batman got up and turned around, you had Superman on his ass circling him, looking disgusted.
A few moments later.
He flew in and sent them both flying into a building before throwing Batman at his own sign. Sent that boy to the edge, had his ass clinging for dear life. You had Batman contemplating if this fight was even worth it. But when Superman said this,
Stay down! If I wanted it, you'd be dead already.
that was all he needed. Pulling a smoke grenade out of his pocket and throwing it at Superman, baiting him so he'd run in, which he did, just to see that nobody was there, which is when he turned around to Batman shooting him. And as you could expect, he caught that shit, man. Looking at it like,
Really, nigga?
When the kryptonite exploded in his face. Had that nigga fall to the ground choking, looking like me when I take a hit off the bong, whilst you had Batman over there move like Aaron.
That's fear.
Superman got up and went in for a punch, just to get blocked, because for those of you dumbasses that didn't know, kryptonite possesses Superman with the spirit of your ranked teammate. He inhaled that Zaza and instantly went 0 for 11 from the field, getting parried twice, and headbutted so hard he had him see the light, when Batman pulled him back in and punched him. Superman tried to land a hit of his own, but he only hurt himself, getting punched in the face, and this is when Batman started going crazy. He started going so crazy I considered switching to Team Batman, because he proceeded to fake Superman with the left, just to hit him with a crazy knee to the gut before chopping his throat and kicking him away. Batman then walked towards Superman and jumped on him, sending him falling to the next floor, and rewind real quick. I know this shit hurt. Batman then proceeded to hit him with the fight back nigga technique, not letting him get up, and instead kicking him away. And when Superman tried to get up, he kicked him back to the ground. When he tried to get up again, he hit him in the face and started treating this nigga like a punching bag, before grabbing this nigga by his throat and smashing his head into the wall. He then headbutted Superman and punched him to the ground. And just like earlier when he realized the bullets weren't doing shit, he realized that he was actually fine, standing up and catching this mean leg kick and then throwing him through the wall. They both took time to recover before running in a meeting in the middle, which is when Batman caught Superman and pinned him against the wall, putting him in the bully pose, before hitting him with 4 reps of love taps. His punches were so weak that Superman came to the realization that it didn't hurt, and when he started levitating in the air, you had Batman hitting him with the
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Alright. Let me tell you something.
Superman then sent Batman falling through to the next floor, before picking him up and throwing him through a bunch of bathroom stalls. And this is when Superman began moving like a weed. He was over there on the ground looking like, you're gonna regret this. just casually giving Batman enough time to reload his whole arsenal. And just as he finished up is when he ran in just to catch a kryptonite lung to the face. And Superman fighting Batman without powers is really the worst possible outcome for him, because Batman will always treat him like a play toy. And just to prove my point, look at what he does right after he sent Batman to the floor. And this wasn't even the worst part, because after hitting him across the head with the sink, he went up to grab him by his hair and then his neck, two positions I'd only use on my girl. He then put Superman on his back and proceeded to walk him over to the ledge. And this is when he threw him over the edge, trying to take him out to 4 damage by hitting him with the Gwen Stacy. And one thing I loved about Batman in this movie is how nonchalant he was whenever Superman had no powers. Because right after throwing him off the edge, he grabbed onto the roof and jumped down. He then attached some ropes around Superman's leg and started walking away with his limp body like it was just another Tuesday. He then started treating Superman like a merry-go-round ride, spinning him through all these pillars, sending him falling to the ground. And this is when Batman grabbed this kryptonite spear he had and went towards Superman. And just as he was about to kill him, he only stopped because he heard his mother's name. And before I end this video off, I have 2 things to ask/say. Was Batman really ready to catch a body and slam out Superman? Because I really don't believe it. I can't lie, I haven't even watched this movie. And then 2, how do you guys feel about the Clooney ending where he practically gets saved by saying the name Martha? And that's pretty much it, man. If you guys enjoyed, I'd appreciate it. If you guys liked the video, subscribe if you guys want to stay in the loop. And drop any videos you guys would want covered down below. In the comments, of course.